everyone, I'm back. And also, my last VOD, I had audio issues again. And I'm normal about it. I'm normal and sane about it. But so hopefully it's better now. I also saw in my last VOD that I haven't uploaded yet, but I will soon. That the music seems like it might have been drowning me out in a couple scenes there, and I remember thinking I was talking like I had to speak up to speak over the music, but I thought that was just in my headphones. I didn't realize it was like that for y'all as well. But so now we're gonna do the super fun part where I check and see if there's that annoying background sound. So I have to be quiet. And then we'll see if I can hear it. I hear nothing. I choose to believe it is fine. Hear nothing. I choose to believe it is fine. It sounded okay to me. I'm just gonna trust that. I'm gonna have trust in my heart as a gamer and a other thing you can be. Listen, I'm trying to focus on like 8 things at once. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Oh, also, I think I fixed my camera because I think in fiddling with the like aspect ratio, I accidentally fucked up its settings, so it looked really bad. So hopefully that's doing a little better. But all right, we all know why we're here. No, we don't. I didn't. I didn't announce or say what we were playing. But of course, I'm gonna play more of the Devil. I'm enjoying it so much. All the characters are so interesting and fun. Plus it really reminds me of Ace Attorney, and Ace Attorney is very important to me. So we're gonna start off with that, and then if I get kind of bogged down by the kind of heavy nature of this game, then I might switch to one of my others. I was looking at fucking Ace Attorney playthrough, and I played the first case like 7 months ago. So I should get back to that, especially since it's the second case, and it's a really good case. I mean, it's very sad, but it's most of the best Phoenix Wright cases are the sad ones. It's how the cookie do be crumbling. All right, let's get to it. Bam! Also, look at how hot she is. Everybody look at how hot this woman is. I'm normal about it. She's just so... Oh my god, her little ties on top. Oh my god. Alright, let's get into it. Oh, that said I might have peaked a little bit. So let's try and be a bit mindful. Hee hee hee. Is there any more setup I need to do? Oh, well, I guess for one thing, we're in spoiler territory now, because we're in, like, the real game. But so, last that happened, Morgan, our super hot killer defense attorney, found out that her old friend died, allegedly committed suicide. Also, yeah, that's a big part of this case, so that's probably gonna be a topic. Maybe I'll... whatever. So the police say suicide. We, of course, say no because, ACAB. And also, I have a brain. Uh, but we went to his home, and because he apparently had something he wanted us to have, and we found out that what he wanted us to have was an android girl who no one knew he had, who seems like wildly more advanced than all of the other like android stuff that they got going on. And also she calls him dad, and she does not think it's suicide either. She does not. She 100%. See, this is why I can't have a preview in my view. Then I'm just gonna be fucking with my hair the whole damn stream. You're gonna get nothing done. I'm like a peacock. If you show me a mirror, I'm just gonna be like, what the baba do, baba? Anyway. Yeah. So we just are sneaking her out now, I think. We were talking with the lady who brought us, who's the secretary of the guy who died, and the cop lady, and the district attorney lady. Yes. We're talking with them. I don't remember if we finished that conversation. You watch the VOD. I have a VOD channel, Joy of the Abyss, on YouTube. Check it out. Alright. Hi. She's so pretty, SpongeBob. Alright. Continue. Yeah, those are the girls. Me and the besties. Oh, right. Last time my friggin' cat knocked over a thing of soy sauce and it was spilling everywhere. So that's why I had to end like mid-scene. Okay. Oh, but we can look at the backlog. Okay. Emma's the district attorney. Jess is this girly, and then Reyes, or do they call her by her first name, which I don't remember what it is in this moment. She's the cop lady. We haven't seen her. Okay. Are you helping plan the services? Actually, the company will be planning. Dr. Asher, the guy who died, funeral service. Wouldn't his family want to take care of that? No. No? No. Sorry. But if that's the case, why are you here, Morgan? Ha! Oh gosh, I'm so sorry to disrupt your morning. Jesus, lady! Hey, that's... You're here for the same reason as every other suit they've got crawling around. Money. Oh yeah, it is just Reyes in the thing. You're not wrong. There are a lot of annoying insects with annoying agendas scurrying around before my friend's body is even cold. But the honest truth is I don't even know if David had a will. The company helped him manage his estate. Legal's probably already on it. Actually, judging by how much coffee that intern is carrying into the elevator, I'm certain they are. Right. So if you're not here for the funeral or reading of the will, Ms. Starling asked me to come here actually on a matter unrelated to David's passing. An unrelated matter? Yeah, have you heard of minding your own goddamn business? That's convenient. Isn't it? But now that I am here, it's come to my attention that the police have made a determination in the case of David's death. And where did you hear that? Like everyone! Am I mistaken? No, you're right. They concluded that it was suicide. Can always count on her to be blunt. I was worried about that. I'm sure you must be feeling... Because I'm going to have to contest that charge. It's lawyering time. What? The state has made a charge. I'm arguing against it. The hell are you talking about? The police believe David committed suicide. Suicide is a felony in this country, Detective. It is technically a crime to commit suicide, yes, but we're not in the habit of bringing dead men to trial. From what I know, I mean, they might have some specific differences because they're like in the future and shit, but from what I know, the main reason to have suicide be... I feel like the explanation I've heard is that make it illegal so that, like, people are allowed to break in order to rescue the person, but, like, you can break into someone's house during a fire to save them, but being in a fire isn't illegal. Whatever. We all know it's not suicide. It's never lupus. Especially not for their own murder, Morgan. No, not to trial, of course not. But there would be a preliminary hearing in a case like this. Technically, as a formality, assuming the courts aren't busy that day. I'm afraid that on this occasion, I'm going to have to insist on formality. Yeah, well, you don't really have much say in the matter, do you? With David gone, I have the only say, really? I am, after all, his criminal attorney. All that money and he needs his drinking buddy to be his attorney? Bullshit. Girl, you have no friends. You dress like a child and you got no friends. Shut the fuck up. Skeptical, Morgan. It's a pretty serious conflict of interest to be your friend's defense attorney. See, this is what I was saying when I'm like, it reminds me of his attorney, because a lot of it seems to be, my guess for it is that this is, has some inspiration from Ace Attorney, as they kind of like created a genre of game. But so I'm guessing that also there's a couple lines that are meant to cheekily point out how fucking insane the rules in that game are and like what they let you do. We're on case 2 now. I might play that like after this. We're on case 2 now, and the amount of stuff that should not be allowed in a court of law. It's so funny, dude. You're absolutely right. It is a conflict of interest. And I would have said as much to him if I had the chance. What do you mean? I only found out that he wanted me to be his attorney today. After he died? How the hell did you miss the memo? Embarrassing, isn't it? But, to be fair, it was hidden pretty well. Oh. So this is Sarah, she's our daughter. Oh, I didn't know you had an android, Morgan. It's cute. Don't call her it. Thanks. But, oh, well, she does it too. But it's actually David's. And it's technically my witness. Witness to what? 38 hours ago, that is, David Asher communicated to me, as a matter of record, the following explicit legal intent. That in the case of any and all criminal charges brought against him by the state, his attorney would be Evangeline Morgan. Evangeline? 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 Evangeline. Pass amuse. No wait, seriously, your name's Evangeline. Did your parents name you after a Christmas carol? Should we all be curtsying? It's not that funny. No, of course not. Nothing to be embarrassed about. Evangeline. Or do your friends call you Angel? I hear Kaguya's on tour, Detective. Should I get you tickets? You could have your dad drive you, like all the other 15-year-olds. Hey! Feels like we're getting off topic. What were we just... I was telling you that David Asher wanted her to be his criminal defense attorney. Imagine my surprise. An android's recording of a verbal expression of intent isn't exactly ironclad, Morgan. That's fair. And if we were going before an upper-level court, I would expect that to be open to all kinds of scrutiny. But we're talking about a preliminary hearing. A formality, as you called it. If he asks for representation, he deserves representation. Doesn't matter whether he's dead or alive. Am I missing something? What difference does it make if this person committed suicide or not? Jesus Christ. Not even an adjutant would be obtuse enough to sentence a dead man. Adjutant. No, there won't be a sentence. But the adjutant will render a verdict. And verdicts have consequences, even for the deceased. Is that what this is about? What's she getting at? If the court agrees this was a suicide, that verdict will retroactively affect evaluations of the individual's mental health. Like, whether he was in his right mind or not. You know anything about estate tax law, Detective? No. But I'm sure you'll be happy to educate me. More than happy. An individual found by a court to not be of sound mind can't very well give their consent to the lawyer drawing up their will. If his will is compromised, all of David's considerable assets would suddenly be thrown into legal limbo. In which case, the state would be legally obligated to come in and pick up the pieces. So this is just about his money? I'm almost disappointed in you, Morgan. Well, when you take into consideration all the factors, it's actually more complicated than that. For example... Ha! Never mind. No, Starling. You should speak your mind. Don't worry about this bitch. She's a cop. All I mean to say is that while Dr. Asher did have significant holdings in art, real estate, and intellectual property, he also, of course, owned a great deal of stock in numerous corporations, principally Noble. If he was ruled to not be of sound mind, and his shares were to end up acquired by the government, Noble would suffer a serious blow to its commercial image and its standing in the financial community. All of which is to say, there's a great deal at stake here. Not the least of which is the reputation of a man whom I was proud to call my friend. You're not buying this, are you? In case you haven't noticed, the city is working closely with Noble on this. And they're not gonna let you bring them any unwanted attention. Onlookers. Starling did her part. They're watching, and they've stopped trying to hide it. From here on out, it's a gamble. Ooh! Noble Electronics already has unwanted attention. Why are you raising your voice? If nothing changes, by the end of the day, the whole country's going to hear how David Asher committed suicide. By midnight, there will be questions about his competency. Concerns about why the brain inside every single Noble ad was built by an apparently unstable man. The shareholders will have nothing to do all Sunday but brood over that sad thought and all its disturbing implications. By the time the markets reopen on Monday, I would expect a great deal of volatility. That's so. I understand Noble's apprehension, of course, Emma. I just feel like right now, the fiscally conservative thing to do would be to not get in my way. Suit. So you've got your reasons, and Noble's got a lot to think about. But why should the district attorney's office devote valuable time to playing out this game of yours? Because they're certain they'll win. That goes without saying. The court should have an opening at 6 p.m. I didn't have anything planned. Then it's a date. Detective, would you get her clearance set up? Yes, ma'am. Updates every hour, yeah? You're out on a limb, Morgan. Better not linger. Here. Clearance for all the relevant sites and police firewalls. You can interview and investigate with your authority as an officer of the court now. If you haven't already been doing that. Don't even think about being sloppy with discovery on this. Rockford might think you're funny, but I appreciate the warning, Detective Reyes. It's nice to know you care. I live to serve. And protect! Phew! Thanks for the assist, Starling. Yeah, no sweat. Are all cops like that? Or are they more like that Detective London gentleman? Well, most are like her. They're mostly like that, yes. They're all that intense? Yes, it comes from being short. She's so funny. And most cops are short? Yes. Right. Well, I'll see you at the courthouse tonight. If you need anything in the meantime, don't be afraid to ask. Good luck. Both of you. What do we do now? Well, I have a few options. I have access to the crime scene now. Probably the best place to start. I'd like to head over to the company building as well. To get me registered. Among other things. Either David killed himself or he didn't. Incredible logic. She's a genius. But if he did, it's almost certainly his asshole corporate overlords who are to blame.
That's easy, baby. That's easy. Got a little kitty sitting by me. I'm doing little sneezies. Oh, he's our baby boy.
In which case, I'll want to take my sweet time raking them over the coals. She's so hot, y'all. Y'all. Real talk. Y'all. She's so hot! What are you doing?
Nothing. What about Father? When can we see him?
He'll be at the morgue by now. The medical examiner will speak to me now that I'm operating under the court's authority. But if I stop to flash paperwork at every nurse and security guard with nothing better to do than ask questions, I'll have to... What's that look for?
You were Father's friend.
Thank you again for reminding me.
Aren't there people you'd like to speak with? Other friends who'd want to know?
Bad news travels fast. I'm sure everyone in the country has heard about David by this point. But all that heartbreak shit did keep me pretty occupied these last few weeks. And I was never one to pry. If there was someone who could tell me more about David's personal life over the last several months, it'd be worth the effort of finding them. Do you have someone in mind? Maybe someone he met recently?
He spoke about becoming close with someone this year, a musician.
Oh my god, was that the hot musician in the preview last time? Now that you mention it, I'm starting to remember a hot musician. There was a P.O. something that David might have mentioned when we talked back in...
I will begin a search. I've completed my search. I found nothing. She's so cute! I found nothing. I did it.
Thanks for the old college try. Is that really the best you can do?
Father was a private man, in person and online. With just a few letters and the fact that he was a musician, I'm afraid we don't have enough information to narrow down the results.
Well, she called us Goliath because Dad is David. No, we have plenty of information. We just need the right person for the job.
What kind of person is that?
Time date expunged. Precinct 112. Detainment room 1. The hell? And who would you even have called? I don't know. But I still should have got my phone call. Instead, I got you. Who are you again? My latest guardian. Newest foster parent. Want me to call you Mommy? I'm not really the motherly type. Hey, we might actually get along. So I've got good news and bad news. I'm not your guardian, I'm your lawyer. You've been given a lawyer because you're being charged with a felony. Fascist pigs. Skipping school's a felony now. Hacking into a government database has been a felony for a very long time. That wasn't me. They have your keystrokes, your IP address, your login times, and the playlist you were listening to. That was for a homework assignment. Here's what I don't get. You got in, copied the data, could have gotten right out. state wouldn't even know they'd been robbed until they saw their passwords show up on black market clearance 2 weeks later. But you didn't get out. You stayed and made changes to their database. You robbed the bank, got clean money, then dragged a can of spray paint behind you all the way home. Why? Look, I didn't steal anything that wasn't already compromised. And the only data I edited was my own. So if anything, they should be thanking me for correcting their mistakes. What, did they get your birthday wrong? My name. Name changes are only 2 pages of paperwork. You just need to fill out the form. And get a signature from a parent or a guardian. Does her shirt say Gucci on it? Does their... Oh, do we actually have a gender for you yet? So, what's the good news then? The good news was that I'm your lawyer, not your guardian. The hell? That doesn't count as good news. That's just a thing you said. Don't be so sure. A lawyer's a lot better than a guardian. How's that? Parents, guardians, foster whatevers, they're all supposed to take care of you because it's the right thing to do. A lawyer is someone who always does what's best for you no matter what, because that's how we get paid. So how good are you at your job? Good enough to get you out of prison. We were texting the other night. Allô, mon cœur. It's pronounced Carl. I know how it's pronounced. And don't call me that. When I met Fran in that police station, I couldn't help but bet that I'd landed the jackpot. A valuable asset with a skill set complementary to my own personal and private pursuits. Someone who, after seeing the sweetheart probation deal I managed to land for them, would be more than happy to help me with whatever I need, whenever I need it. Always so cold, Fran. Can't I even get a good evening? Alright, wait, I wanna see Fran's profile. Yeah. Oh, it's us! Student hacker, but don't put that down. Obvious. Worst subjects: literature, social studies, athletics, fave subject, none. Values: rarity, originality, history, vibes. Dislikes: teachers, politicians, adults, cops, alarm clocks. Likes: haptics, synth music, cinnamon. Okay. Oh, Francois Snow. Wow. Bougie. I think the only pronoun we've gotten so far from them is them. So I guess that's what we're going for. No such thing. Nothing good's ever happened until the afternoon when people are actually awake. I like you, Fran. What I got instead was a compulsive liar with a horrific sleep schedule and a crippling addiction to poor time management. It's me. What do you want, Red? I can't call you up just for fun. Not if you don't want to get blocked. I need you to find somebody for me. Can't do it. I've got homework. We both know the only time you ever do your own homework is during the class it's due. And I've got sports. You can't tell a basketball from a hockey stick. And I've got a bidding war to win. You're the only person on Earth bidding on 70-year-old Coochie and Air Jodan vintage reps, Fran. I think you can take your eyes off the auction block. So... so sorry, but I'm busy, so... I was hoping we could skip straight to the carrot portion of the routine, but if you insist on doing things from the top... I had an interesting conversation with your parole officer yesterday. Oh yeah. They've been really into the self-prefixes lately. What? Self-motivation, self-actualization, self-help. Oh. And he thinks you could really benefit from it. You're lying. He's got all the workbooks ready. Their face. Clearly, your Saturdays are stacked, so I'll make sure your Sundays are full of... Fine. I get it. I need you to find a local musician. Musician? Knowing you, this will be electro swing or some other awful... Last name, Powell or Parker? I thought it was P.O. Now you just know it's Powell or Parker? And that's all you got? They'll be in David Asher's circles. Wait, Asher? You're working on that? That should be more than enough for a clever kid like yourself to go on. Don't go expecting any miracles. I need this soon. Within the hour, ideally. Within the... You know, I have other clients, don't you? Other clients who actually pay you? On time? A musician. Find him. Okay.
Even talking over the phone. You're very animated. Goliath.
What do you mean?
Just that you're very expressive when you talk to people.
Of course I'm expressive. I'm 2D. One of the most expressive mediums there is. If I wasn't, how would anyone know what I'm thinking?
I see. I'll keep that in mind as we...
Wait, you really expect to tag along?
Of course. Father was...
Yeah, I know you want to. But why should I let you?
Because I am capable and helpful.
I am kind and brave! Sarah is kind and brave. Uh-huh.
I mean it. I can take notes for you.
And move heavy objects?
And I'll learn to do more.
How?
I will subject every individual we encounter to a basic survey to procure biographical information on them while I gain experience in questioning.
Subjecting them to torture.
I can help, Goliath.
How fast can you fill out forms?
Fast. Like Sonic the Hedgehog fast.
Congratulations, you're halfway to being a paralegal. Sorry, all the paralegals out there. Don't listen to Morgan, she's kind of evil. You coming?
Right away, Goliath.
$11:45 a.m., July 1st, 2086. Noble Employee Housing Building, Plateau. Penthouse dining room. Kind of evil is how I'd put it too. Like, yeah, just kinda. Just kinda. Oh, Reyes is here. Pretty quiet elevators, huh?
You could have taken the next one.
It's a busy building, Detective. Can't hold up everyone else on our account. Anything you'd like to grumble at me before I start?
Don't touch anything. I don't care that you're wearing gloves.
I have been to a crime scene before, you know. Long before the police get there, in many cases.
Look, Rockford asked me to not get in your way, but that doesn't mean I'm going to bend over for you.
Do you at least have the autopsy report?
No.
Are you seriously?
I don't.
She doesn't. The report should have come in hours ago. It wouldn't take this long unless the cause of death was still... Then I'd settle for a summary of the preliminary findings.
An emergency call was made shortly after 8 p.m. last night via the home security system. Emergency medical services had a VTOL in the air within the minute. They landed on the penthouse helipad at 8:08. Dr. Asher was found unconscious with low blood pressure and a weak heartbeat. He wasn't breathing. In-flight auto triage administered artificial CPR while in transit to Gatesfield Memorial. He was declared dead a few minutes after being taken to the emergency wing.
I see. And the cause of death is...
being investigated.
Make an educated guess.
He stopped breathing, so they gave him oxygen. His heart stopped pumping, so they had the machine take over. His brain activity dropped to 0, and there wasn't anything else they could do.
It was poison, wasn't it? What kind? You don't know, do you? Ah, they don't know either.
Like I said, ma'am, we don't have the autopsy report yet.
Why are you certain it was poison? Goliath, couldn't it have been an accidental overdose? If he had overdosed on a commercial drug, even a pre-med student would have spotted it on the hospital's intake screening. They would have been able to pump his stomach, neutralize his bloodstream, and he would have lived.
But he didn't live.
So it must have been something deadly, a compound designed solely to kill. A fast-acting, deadly poison that causes respiratory failure. The list can't be that long. Even just through process of elimination, the medical examiner should have identified it by now, unless... You suspect a designer drug, don't you, Detective?
Fancy! Why is it you're only quick on the uptake when it suits you? Nothing else makes sense, given what we know, and what we don't.
But the CDCA decriminalized and cataloged all recreational drugs.
Oh wow, for real? Wait, that's dope!
Term CDCA. What's that? What are you? Contraband Decriminalization Acts. Series of laws passed in the 2060s. Hopefully we'll get it for that. Decriminalized all narcotics use and established the Bureau of Narcotics Oversight. Civil unrest and eager to replenish government coffers. Reduce the backlog of criminal cases while also incentivizing immigration with the promise of amnesty. Interesting. What was considered a domino effect, other major nations around the globe passed similar, comparable laws to build up their own war chests and revitalize their local economies. The so-called white wave of global amnesty overturned the international drug trafficking market in just a few short years. The gray wave followed soon after, as money-starved criminal organizations waged economic and literal war against multinational corporations for dominance of the this new market. Abidi-babidi-bibbidi-boo. The dangers associated with untested designer drugs and drug distributors' eagerness to earn new customers has continued to fuel debate over the legacy of the CDCA and the white wave as a whole. Finally took a page out of Portugal's books. They decriminalized recreational drugs several years ago. Apparently it's going very well. Good for them. I'm glad someone's having fun. I'm glad someone's having a nice time. Oh, it is cur. Oh, an archaic term for a dog, an abandoned mutt or stray. Did you mean cur? Heart? Aww. Aww. So she called her my heart / my dog. My stray dog at that. That's so cute. Aw. Also, look, it's us. I wish I could move my phone to watch her jingle around. She's so cute, dog. Alright. Guess you aren't entirely clueless about politics.
So whatever father overdosed on should have been in the hospital's database.
You need to update your definitions. You're confusing designer drugs with recreational drugs.
What is the difference?
Recreational drugs are fun. Are decriminalized and sold through pharmacies after years of testing and mountains of paperwork. While the average designer drug was invented last week in a 19-year-old line cook's bathroom on the other side of the globe. Why does it being on the other side of the globe mean anything? Hospitals can't know the proper countermeasures for an overdose of a drug that didn't exist 48 hours ago. Perhaps the archives were erased.
Oh! Hello, Mama. Thank you. I'm gonna get him good. Or murder him if I don't. Love.
I came across makeshift labs all the time when I was a uniform. The equipment's cheap and widely available. Black market cooks, gray market peddlers, and white-collar lobbyists, all chasing each other's tail in a long line to find the next big hit. CDCA didn't change shit. More people die from ODs than ever before. Only difference is, it's their families finding them in the living room, and not beat cops finding them on street corners. I'm gonna say that is, you understand how that's better, right? It's not good. It's not good. But it is better. You're saying that these people are now more homed and have more relationship with their family than they did before. I'm just saying. I feel like you could have decriminalized recreational drugs without allowing designer drugs. I feel like... I'm just saying. Real comforting, I'm sure. If it wasn't you talking, I'd say that was a criticism of law enforcement. Not law enforcement, just a law. Assuming it was a designer drug, that would certainly make things more complicated. Safest time in human... Oh wait, this one actually is safer than what we have now. Yeah, it does seem to be. Especially if you're not hanging out with Morgan, then it seems way safer. For the insurance guys, maybe. For us, whatever he used to do it, he still killed himself. Or didn't kill himself, if you insist. I'm going to take a look around now. You're making my daughter sad. Yeah, sure. Make yourself at home. What's that face for?
I thought that there would be an outline.
An outline?
Around where they found Father.
Like in the movies? You called me daughter.
Like in film.
Connect to the police's network and bring up their ARCS file.
Augmented reality crime scene. I see.
Whoa. Whoa. Authenticating, downloading, initializing. Oh. Whoa.
There is an outline. The One Piece is real. And so this is where he
died at the hospital. This is just where the medics found him.
And it's the sensors and cameras they were wearing that create the basis for this ARCS.
They didn't realize they were walking into a crime scene, but their body cams gathered data all the same. Oh my god, the cops actually have functioning body cams? It is a safer world, isn't it?
Where do we start?
You can start by following behind me and trying to be as quiet as possible. I'm starting to get a feel for when she's pouting, even without looking. What's up, stud? Police androids monitoring the scene. Could almost mistake them for the real thing, the way they stand there trying to look important. Like an indoor dog taking its first trip to the park.
Pardon?
Why are you looking at it like you've never seen an android before?
Because I haven't. In person.
David didn't even let you have a mirror? Brutal. Just scan its gin if you're that curious. Unless that's considered too forward or whatever. I think they already told us what gin was and I just didn't look because I don't care. Better take a closer look. Oh yeah, cops body cams data on the public. Lose power when the cops are doing something illegal, but or yeah, they just don't. Yeah. I guess the fact that she's a defense attorney and she is like, oh yeah, their cams will have been working, that implies to me that in her experience at least, they work as promised, not just as the police want them to. And it seems like they've already kind of got their surveillance thing happening on all sides. 2 cups, 1 empty, knocked over, and 1 mostly empty. These look cheap. Did his guest bring them? He was playing beer pong, man.
I've seen them before. In the basement liquor cabinet.
He kept these lying around? I knew he regifted those crystal glasses I got him. He gave him crystal glasses and he got fucking red Solo cups.
ARC says there's nothing foreign in the upright one, so it can't have been poisoned. Results are inconclusive on the other cup, however.
Looks bone dry. Must have been nothing but fumes left by the time this was considered a crime scene. Just not enough there for them to test.
Inconclusive could mean...
Inconclusive means inconclusive. That's all. Cheer up, Buttercup, and read me the results of the fingerprinting.
Father's prints are on both cups, as expected. But there are someone else's on the upright cup, so someone else must have been with him last night.
Slow down. All that proves is that someone else touched the cup. Doesn't tell us when they did. And since we don't know who the prince belonged to...
Goliath, why don't we know who the prince belonged to?
Are the prince flagged as unidentified, or...?
No. There's space for a name, but the field is black.
Shit. Am I already that late to the action? Detective Reyes? Yeah. There's a second set of prints on the cups. Is there a form you'd like me to sign? Doesn't matter how nicely you ask. Sometimes people just can't answer. You should know that damn well, Madam Counselor. I was afraid you'd say that.
I don't understand. What does this mean?
It means that whoever those prints belong to has very proactive representation. Those prints belong to a witness, as you've guessed. You're more than welcome to their testimony. But their identity is... The department is being very considerate of the witness's privacy out of respect for their time and appreciation for their cooperation. Fine, forget the name.
That easily?
Subpoenas are always an option, but I'm short on time. What did the witness have to say for themselves, Detective? To paraphrase, they came to see Dr. Asher last night, the two of them talked, and they had a drink together. Then the doctor got sick, so they activated the emergency system from the panel in the kitchen. The EMTs came and took them both to the hospital. Asher's condition got worse. All of the witness's vitals were normal. The witness had their vitals taken? Then there should be a record of their admission at Gatesfield. And that's it. I'm guessing you didn't just take all of that on faith. Penumbra is set up in most of the rooms on this floor. Everything the witness told us was corroborated by the building's own surveillance system. So yes, we can guarantee that the witness never put anything into Asher's drink. I'm guessing that I can't have the keys to the Penumbra, can I? Not until the witness's lawyers are done reviewing it. Lawyers, plural? I don't have time to trade jabs with the law offices of Johnson, 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 and another godforsaken Johnson. Say, how about I give you their business card? Why do I have a feeling the witness has a great deal of money? The law offices of Kukler, Gustav, Prince, and Prince. I was close. No way I'll be getting any client information out of them directly. If all you bloodsuckers want to get together and tear each other apart, text me before you start. I'd like to watch. Yeah, I bet you like to watch. What does that even mean? I don't know. Needed a moment to think. So that was it? One chat, one peek at the cams, and you've already eliminated them as a suspect? Look. They were searched, they didn't have any poison, any drugs, not even a stick of gum. So it wasn't MacGyver. He always has a stick of gum. Even if they somehow did have poison on them, the camera footage confirms they had no opportunity to use it. They drank from the same bottle as a dead man. As far as the department's concerned, they were nearly the second victim. But they aren't dead, or even ill from the sound of things. So you think he poisoned his own cup beforehand, then poured for the both of them from a safe bottle? That's what the evidence is telling us. That's so fucked up on so many levels. What? Ooh. If you are planning to, do that with a person there, another human being, like a human you know, just while you're hanging out, You must hate that person so much because that would traumatize them so badly otherwise. Like, it'd probably traumatize them either way, but, like, you have to hate their fucking guts. Or be just not the kind of person I would ever want to interact with. That's so scary. That's crazy. What the fuck?
There's nothing in the bottle or the witness's cup. But after drinking from his cup, a cup he prepared himself, he fell ill and the witness didn't. And Asher died with a foreign substance in his body.
Unless they have an empathy deficiency like Morgan, yeah, it'd traumatize them. I think that, Morgan's already had her traumatizing, and so that's why she has the empathy deficiency.
But yeah. An unidentified foreign substance.
Suicide by poison. I get that you were close and simple explanations aren't all that satisfying. Oh wait, I know this one. The witness spent years developing an immunity to iocane powder.
But that's life.
One last thing. You just said he prepared his cup himself. Did you see that on camera? He left the parlor to get the drinks and came back with his already poured. That's not suspicious at all.
The witness says he got them from the basement.
The witness says that, not the cameras?
There's no cams in the lab or the basement. That seems like a security hazard. Why would Noble not set things up more carefully?
I'm guessing he didn't want them so that he could build you in secret, Sarah.
It's intentional. If cams of his lab ever got hacked, outsiders could steal his IP and kick Noble's monopoly to that curb. Or that.
Right. David did complain about Noble's weird protocols for combating corporate espionage.
At least we can take comfort in knowing that Father wasn't alone when he died.
Yeah, that's worth investigating. So do I still have to look at all of them? Spilled alcohol. The ARCs show how it looked last night before it evaporated. No foreign substances in the puddle. It's clean. So does that mean wherever the spill came from must be clean as well? Password locked, but already cracked by the police, it seems.
All the docs were take-home safe, nothing spicy.
When was it last used?
7:48 p.m. So like 10 minutes before he died.
Still reading work emails only a few minutes before he committed suicide? Morbid. Yeah, that is pretty dark. There's a lot of messages marked priority that breadcrumb their way back to an article. Oh, okay, this was the thing we saw before. Warm android blood saves soldier's life. In a stunning and heroic episode, one of our nation's brave soldiers had their life saved by a noble android and in a way that no other competitor's product could. A brave private, name withheld, was wounded during a military operation whose exact nature and location is currently classified. Bleeding badly and far from the nearest triage station, he was carried to safety by his fellow freedom fighter, an Animate 16 Enforcer, one of the few warm androids being currently tested out by the How do I make it scroll? Okay. Sure. Okay. Story brings a well-deserved shot in the arm to Noble's stock prices and market share. With this one heroic moment, Noble's warm androids have proven themselves to be worth their price tag, and then some, and people in the capital are paying attention. It's certainly an interesting idea, Senator Mathings said when asked about committing to a military contract for Noble to provide the armed forces with warm models. The story's got people talking. If we just ignored our constituents' feelings on this matter, we'd be neglecting our duty as politicians. But what else do politicians do? And I know none of my peers would ever try to put a price on the life of one of our soldiers. While additional details about the incident have remained closely guarded, the net is already ablaze with talk of, "Oh damn, you're not logged into this device. Why don't you pop your user details down below, enable Crumb, so you can get the user experience you deserve." This is that article that I've seen going around. But why would Noble have it marked as priority? Starling said they weren't in any rush to pat each other on the back over it, even though they'd won themselves a real prize. They now have the excuse they need to pressure the military into a contract for warm androids. Can't dismiss the expensive upgrade as unnecessary now that it's saved a soldier's life. This time next year, there'll be pink oxidizing fluid being spilt all over the globe. There'll be the fucking Danganronpa blood everywhere. Rose River Whiskey, 12 years old.
You recognize it?
Sure, he was more than partial to the brand. It's a good brand, only a bit overpriced, which is the bargain of a lifetime in David's world.
It appears that the police have already tested its contents. No foreign matter present, was their conclusion. Is it possible that the police missed the poison?
No, even if they can't identify the poison, they can detect its presence by comparing samples of the whiskey to a bottle off the store shelf.
So we can eliminate the possibility that the bottle of whiskey was poisoned.
Did you just give me the... Oh yeah. Stage name of a singer-songwriter known for her powerful voice and her stage personas. Intricately crafted lore. After releasing... Official age is listed as 1,086 years old. She released her first single, Orbit, in 2083, which went on peak. Protecting anonymity. Users also frequently search for Kaguya Lore Explained, Kaguya Iceberg Explained, Kaguya Lunatropic Tour tickets where to buy. Good for you. I'm sure you'll become important eventually. Profiles. Do we get to see... Like street food, crowds, fishing. Eyeglasses, custom designed by Fianna. Dislikes brain freeze, driving lint. Shampoo, expensive. Sense of humor, unique. Was not expecting so androgynous. I was also not. It's a little bit ruined for me just because he kinda looks like bad guy from Yona of the Dawn, who I hate with a fiery passion. Fuck that guy. But yeah, this looks like a really, really sad Pokemon scientist. Not seen that one. It's a great anime. The manga's still going. But it has a very pretty, mildly androgynous man as one of the villains. And I want to see him skewered on things. I'm normal about it. It also has Christopher Sabat as the main male lead, aka the man who plays Kuwabara, the best male character ever written. Alright. We'll have to find our smoking gun elsewhere. Okay. One chair knocked over, probably where David was sitting, and one chair pulled out, a party of two. He never cared much for socializing, but he enjoyed hosting. Contradictory guy. Oh. I always admired this view. It's interesting. The buildings gleam with reflections of holograms and sunlight, and their shadows obscure all the rundown, rotting parts of town. Maybe the view's secondary. Maybe all anyone really wants is to put as much distance between them and the street level as possible.
Is it possible that a witness could have seen something through these windows?
Not through these windows, no. David installed wide spectrum auto tint in all his homes, all his cars.
I didn't know that.
Well, you wouldn't notice unless you were viewing the penthouse from more than...
Why did he care so much about his windows?
Well, let's save the body for latest. A chessboard and a data pad with a series of characters on it. E4, C5, NF3, E6, D4, CXD4, capital N, XD4. This is... a cipher. Some kind of secret message, perhaps, or...
Black has checkmate in 40 moves.
Wow, a robot that's good at chess! We ought to put you in a museum! But I'll take your word for it.
What do you mean? Do you not play?
No, especially not against David.
Well, that is to be expected. Anyone who challenged Father to a battle of wits would naturally grow tired of losing.
Every game starts the same. Each player has the same pieces, the same moves, the same options. It's a true test of wit, strategy, and forethought. To me, it always seemed too...
boring?
Too fair. The smarter player wins every time.
And that is something you take fault with?
Of course! How's a gal like me supposed to win a game like that? So I know that was just, like, chess moves, but I've never seen it with, like, multiple letters. I only know the, like, knight to e5 or whatever. I haven't seen the CXD whatever before. Whatever. So I missed out probably on... Error? Oh, that's just showing me that. You think I go picking on people who can fight back? Says here that when the medics arrived, he was on the floor, face up.
Does that tell you something?
Hey, if you were... Hey, were you just copying me? That was really cute. If you were going to drink a glass of poison, would you be sitting or standing when you did it? Yeah, that's a fair question.
I find it very difficult to speculate on that hypothetical scenario.
The seat by his body is pulled out. It if he was seated when he lost consciousness, I would expect him to find him slumped over on the table.
But he wasn't found slumped over.
No, he wasn't. And if he had been standing when he lost consciousness, I would think he would have fallen forward, or at least collapsed less neatly.
So what can you conclude from that?
Mom? Only that I'm missing something. Seems like that's everything critical on this side of the room, which leaves the kitchen. You said there's camera footage of the dining room showing David and his guest. What about in here? Only camera in the kitchen is the one mounted on the call terminal. The console took a snap image when the witness ran in to contact emergency services. May I see it? Not unless you scrape the witness's face off the pic first. Don't tempt me. Okay. Messy workspaces, but a pristine kitchen. David was a good cook, but only for others. Unless he had a guest, he'd happily eat instant ramen and protein bars for all 3 meals, or 2, or 1. Yeah, get that. No signs of food prep to be found, not so much as a cheese board. So whoever this guest was, they must have shown up unannounced. Rude. And after Joy's own heart. David's fridge. Normally, I wouldn't go poking in the pantry at a crime scene, but this was a poisoning. Some white wines chilling in the drawer, some real cheap liquor stuffed in the icebox. Old habits. Reyes, you said he left the parlor and came back with that whiskey from the basement? Ha! That's what the cams show, yeah. There's plenty to drink right here, and unlike the cabinet downstairs, it's actually cold. He must have wanted Rose River in particular, so I'm gonna assume that's her confirming Rose River is not in there. What's that look for? You hungry?
I am an android. I do not get hungry. Are you being sarcastic?
Only mostly. I thought you said you required organic nourishment.
I do ingest organic substances, but that doesn't mean that I experience hunger as you do.
So, when you don't ingest organic substances for a long time, you...
I become tired.
What a great feature.
And when I'm done digesting,
I don't need to know. 3 unwashed dishes and a single glass. I didn't click anything, but the game seems to think I did. Reyes, these dishes haven't been scanned for prints yet. And I just assumed you might want to do your job. Yeah, they're prints. Most match the victim. But there's also... Hey! Don't sneak up on me like that! All I did was walk over to you.
You knocked over the salt. I was focused on the task at hand.
Didn't realize tunnel vision was a selling point on your mod.
God, the salt! As I was saying, the witness's prints are on that glass.
That glass in the sink? They were drinking from cups in the parlor. Did you see a glass on camera?
No.
So when did they touch this glass?
You need to toss it over your shoulder.
Witness must have thought about giving the guy some water, but he would have just choked on it if they had tried. What? You think this glass was the murder weapon? Figure is foreshadowing for a time Morgan will have to sneak up on Reyes later in game. Ooh, could be, could be.
It's bad luck, God.
Whacked him on the back of the head so fast it went between video frames. That's genius. You should go through the footage frame by frame to prove your theory. Mature.
It's bad luck.
What have you been going on about? The salt? Shouldn't a machine be above petty superstition?
It's not a superstition. It's an ancient wisdom.
Give me one logical reason to care, then.
If too much salt spills onto your food, it'll make you gag.
Maybe it's on me for setting the bar too low there. Then name one law. Don't kill people? Alright, that's on me. I set the bar too low. What else do you want me to look at? What else is there? Oh, okay. This is where the emergency call was made. What time did the call go out? 8:04 p.m. Before you ask, the witness left the parlor at 8:03 p.m. Not enough time for them to alter the scene. I wasn't going to ask that. When did the medics arrive? 8:08 p.m., remember? Hell of a response time for a penthouse. Private EMS came by air? Yeah, they landed on the VTOL pad you saw outside. Took him to Gatesfield. The very best, if you can afford it. Looking around here, seems like he could afford a lot. He got his insurance through his employer, just like most people. Caduceus's executive plan 4 isn't like most people, counselor. He had executive level? Not like most people at all.
You've now had the chance to survey the crime scene.
Yeah.
So do you think you know what happened?
Detective, is his body still at the hospital morgue? Yeah, it's at Gatesfield. Along with 100 noble Megs who've all called dibs. Then I'll just have to cut in line. Sarah, get me a ride to Gatesfield Memorial. What? You can do that, can't you?
I can.
But
I need your payment information to get started.
Yeah, okay. Understood. On my way down. Got it.
Sync complete.
Set pickup form. 10 minutes should be plenty.
The crowd down there seems to have gotten quite large. 10 minutes to reach the pickup spot may be an ambitious target.
How bad can it be? I can just shoot everyone, then there won't be anyone in my way. 12:21 p.m., July 1st. As I approach the lobby's exit, the building's soundproofing begins to fail. The crowd has gotten bigger, but there's something else happening out there. The energy's not panicked, yet, but it's creeping up on the tipping point. Are this many people pissed at Noble for selling androids? The hell's got them all so excited?
God, what does that symbol mean?
Oh god, are they Nazis? In this rabble? Probably something vulgar. Which one?
That heart with a bullet hole.
I don't know. It's probably nothing.
Based on net associations, it appears to be a symbol for the Heartbreak Killer.
That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why would that freak have a symbol? Or a following? Or these Whatever these people are. Very smooth, Morgan. And why the hell would they be outside David Asher's apartment? Cause Noble's trying to cover up the truth.
They are?
Those Megs in there are scrambling to shred every document they can. We need to stick together, form a perimeter, and try to catch them when they go to dump the scraps. Sarah.
What are you hoping to find?
Proof that Asher was killed for trying to blow the whistle. Blow the whistle on Heartbreak? Noble doesn't want the world to know that the A-16 is sentient and homicidal. You think that Heartbreak is an android? Maybe not Nazis, they're QAnon. Oh, Morgan, you could solve this so easily. You could put this whole thing to rest. You just have to train yourself in. You think whoever did all that was human? Humans have been murdering each other for a long time, buddy boy. Noble's advanced prototype went amok and started killing. Started killing random people? Don't be a lamb. It only looks random. There's a clear pattern, as long as you're smart enough to see past the bullshit. Oh, okay.
And how does one see past the bullshit?
Stop engaging. Smart kid, she gets it. She's asking the right questions. What the hell are you talking about? No way those victims weren't related. It's gotta be deniable ops. What the fuck does that mean? Deniable ops. Fictional classification for clandestine state actions that need not be taken responsibility for because plausible deniability and disinformation. No such designations exist. Deniable ops are a common recurring concept in online conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theories are no laughing matter. If you're worried that someone you know might be being indoctrinated or spreading misinformation to themselves, you can report them to the state at our non-confidential portal here. Oh cool, it's non-confidential! Awesome! I got him, call it! Let me out. They must have all been in DO together before getting their records bleached. Then as soon as they've outlived their usefulness. What are you, nuts? Everyone knows the first 6 HK got to were the 6 prototypes that came before him. Form android so perfect no one could tell the diff. A bullet to the heart's the only way he could kill those over-engineered freaks. Everyone's got a goddamn opinion.
I see.
Stop seeing, start moving. These people are insane. Why don't you eat some more corn slop, asshole? You think you can be the cyberpunk without ever thinking for yourself? You think it's a coincidence victim number 6 was working on Harco crops? They're putting something in the food!
Those people. Heartbreak. This is
a goddamn embarrassment. The hell am I paying taxes for if the state can't shut this shit down?
What about you, God? What do you think about this Heartbreak figure?
They're just a murderer. Should be caught and sentenced like any other murderer.
But they must have some reason for doing such terrible things. Aren't you curious?
Why? Are some reasons for committing murder better than others?
They might have experienced trauma or abuse. They might have...
Millions of people experience trauma and abuse every day. Millions! And yet there's only one heartbreak.
So you think they were just born that way?
That's my guess.
That's
Unsatisfying?
Sad.
I don't see why it would be. Well, yeah, that's because you're broken inside, Morgan. Of course you don't.
If Heartbreak was born like that, then they never had a chance to be anything else.
The writers are having so much fun with this conversation. You can, like, all of the dialogue, honestly, like, it sounds like they're having so much fun with it. And then, yes, this, like, extra layers. It's... Ooh, we love to see it. We love to see it. The writing of this game is fantastic. If Heartbreak was born like that, then none of us normal people have to ever worry about turning out like them. Geek irony. Oof, Morgan, shut the fuck up.
That kind of predestination, it means they never have to take responsibility for what they are.
The state can make them take responsibility. As soon as they catch them.
You make it sound so trivial. They're a very dangerous serial killer.
Just a serial killer.
Just?
If HK shot someone every day, it would take them 1,132 years and about 11 months.
In order to have killed
413,789 people. Okay, 413,789 people.
You did that in your head?
I'm good at mental math.
You counted the leap years. But what is the significance of that number?
Deaths within 18 months of the Blakefort industrial disaster. Ooh. Oh, so maybe they were like all somehow connected with whatever this disaster was, and so she was getting revenge? Because we still have no fucking clue why she killed those people. Times that number by 2 for the injuries. Tack on another 183% for the birth defects. 413,000 dead. And there wasn't anything evil about it. Just human error, some shoddy welding, and time.
So you think that Heartbreak is nothing by comparison? Perhaps that is the problem then. If they're nothing, if they represent nothing, then they can stand for whatever the crowd wants them to.
Please, make way. Officials are coming through. Please disperse. She did say at the end, she said, I killed those people because I saw them and I wanted to. And so, that's an insane thing to say. Especially since we also know that they all had a pattern. They were all, like, brunette women. Like, maybe she... I mean, she's not gonna tell us. Clearly this woman has goddamn cask of amontillado her emotions in on herself. But if for some reason she had some actual, like... Because also to just have that number memorized for this incident, like maybe something happened there and so now she's killing the people involved and she's just like, yeah, I saw them and I wanted to kill them, so that's just fine. Whatever her motivation, I don't think it's something as straightforward as they all did something. I mean, because we already know that she was killing people before them and outside of that circle. But we don't know if she was... We still don't know why she was doing that either. I can believe it's related somehow. Yes. Yeah, I'm guessing... I wonder if we're even gonna get to, like, what her other killings were, if we just care about these ones.
Keep walking, pigs.
Fascists! No belongs to cops.
Only the cops they build in their factories.
Very funny. Why are we tolerating this shit? You want me to wade into the crowd with a nightstick? Prove I'm wrong? You know what I mean. We're the only people in the city trying to do some goddamn good, and they all just...
That's just part of our job, detective.
Don't answer that. No offense, ma'am, but wearing a police badge earns you a little more hate than... Do they give prosecutors badges?
I have an ID for the parking garage. Does that count?
Depends. You ever hesitate to wear it in the open? Look at her face! Morgan!
This moral relativism of yours seems like a strange philosophy for someone in your profession, God.
Breaking out the thesaurus on me. I'm only being realistic. And humble. I'm just one woman, Sarah. Whatever I do, right or wrong, it's less than 1% rounding error in the grand scheme of things.
Do you tell that to your clients?
No, but they come to appreciate it when I win.
I don't mean cops in particular. The same deal applies to anyone who works for the state. The terms are stark, but the ink dried a long time ago, and we all agree to them.
I don't recall voting for it.
Well, not voting is how these things come to pass. Everyone remember to vote. We traded freedom for safety, individual rights for collective power. The state won, the citizens lost. The very least we can do is take their criticisms head on.
Look, I don't have a problem with the responsibilities of authority. Only with authority being challenged. But they treat us like we're the bad guys.
Well, sometimes we are.
Sometimes the law is wrong.
So, if any given individual is too small to ever affect change...
So if the public's gonna hate us no matter what we do...
And if corporations and governments will trample over people the same regardless of their character...
And if we can't even be sure we're doing the right thing...
What do you do, God?
What the hell do we do? Surprising perspective for a prosecuting attorney? Yeah, it's pretty base. I think it's pretty simple. Just start murdering bitches.
It's not as complicated as you'd think.
In times like these, we do the job that's in front of us. In a world like this, the only logical way to live is...
The only moral way to act is...
Do whatever it takes to win. Oh no! Oh no! Damn, I was already gonna use the Toxic Yuri for the thumbnail for the second VOD, but now... Listen, I wish we had a Sam Vimes or a Sam Vimes old sergeant with us here today. He would hate it though, so... If I'm insignificant in the grand scheme of things, I can do my worst and no one will notice.
If power is inherently evil, holding back won't save your soul.
The girlies are philosophizing. I don't think we should let them anymore. Just fight with both barrels.
And trust the opposition to do the same.
Winner takes all. Ooh, is that a chapter break? Cause... Ooh, seems like it... Ooh, I at least want to see where we are. Ooh, Gatesfield Memorial Hospital. Oh, are we in the morgue now? Ugh, thank you. You're a lifesaver. And the next time that Bridezilla texts you, just turn your phone off. Chatty guy. Must have been due to go on break. When he tried and failed to find the witness's medical record, his datapad had the name blacked out. But I did see that they have Caduceus Executive 3, more expensive than David's, which means they most likely...
How did you do that?
Are they saying something with the parallels drawn for the presumably empathy-experiencing prosecutor in Morgan? Yeah, they seem to have a very interesting duality to them, don't they? I'm hoping that by the end of this game, Morgan will have a bit more of a conscience. But that might be why we have Sarah now to be our voice of humanity. Ironically. You need to hold the button to get the doors to close faster. Mashing does nothing.
That is not what I meant.
Picked up Morgan's morality pet.
There were many others who arrived before us. How did you get us down here so quickly?
Well, I didn't do anything. It was that nurse who escorted us.
Yes, but you managed to get a stranger like him to help you with so few words, so little information. I don't think you even gave him your name.
Haven't you heard of the golden rule? Oh, her eyes!
Of course I have. Treat others how you would want to be treated.
Wrong. Treat others how they would want to be treated. He wanted someone that he could vent to. He wanted someone to pay attention to him. And he wanted to feel appreciated. Which meant he'd be eager to help given the chance.
Even just reading someone's mood is quite difficult. How can you know how another person wants to be treated?
There are no mind readers. No one can ever know anything about what anyone's thinking. Maybe not even themselves. Doesn't matter if they're your parent, your twin, your lover, it's always a gamble.
Not a very comforting sentiment.
Well, I think it's fun.
Only because you're good at it. How did you get good at it?
Same as anything. Observation and practice.
You must have been observing and practicing for a very long time then. Damn, bitch, how old are you? So we proceed down the hall, bear left, look for the fourth door.
I'm gonna open the one that says morgue on it. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Oh. 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 Ah. 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 Goth girl down. Oh, hey. Come on in. Don't stand out there in the... Wait, I'll bet she's the ME. 100% she's the ME. 100%. Wow. Cold wouldn't be accurate. Sorry about the chill in here, but I run a little hot. And you can see my roommates never complain. Yumi Sato, medical examiner. Dr. Sato, just the lady I wanted to see. Though I didn't expect that I'd get to. The fact that they've assigned a medical examiner, not some ad or junior, means... Oh, you can just call me Yumi. And you're... Morgan. I represent the deceased. The deceased... Oh, the deceased. Asher D. Wait, really? That's, weird. I thought this time slot was scheduled for a group of noble PR people who... I know, weird, right? Well, what the hell do I know? I was getting tired of hosting Megs anyway. I gotta finish typing up this report before we can talk shop. But in the meantime, feel free to make yourself at home. I can't look at her? I wanted to look at her some more. Although her tattoos are very upsetting to me. I don't like seeing creepy crawlies. I could barely live with, Medusa from, Soul Eater. She had the cool snake tattoos, but whenever they would be like, they faked us out with the 1 female and 2 male characters in Chapter 0. Just look at the percentages now. Ayy. Ain't no stopping us now. We also, I believe, have an NB in our group. I'm pretty sure that's Fran's deal. Okay. Oh wait, did I see a thing that Ansa's stream? Ghosts? Oh, she's streaming Ghosts. I want to see Ghosts. Okay, and it is kind of on the late side now, and I've been streaming for like 2 hours? Okay, not quite, but whatever, you know, it's fine. Whatever. So maybe I'll end it here. Let me get on my cell phone. Can I get on my cell phone? Quick bar, help me. Quick bar, help. It didn't do it. What the fuck? Oh, phone. What? What key is that? What key is that? Alright, whoever is outside, be more careful driving. Oh, is it escape? Is that what it is? Probably it's escape. Whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna save. Save. There we go. Alright. So I'm gonna try and do a raid, and I'm gonna try and not do the fun thing that I did before, which is where I hit it and then forgot to turn off my stream, so there was just like a solid like 4 seconds of just me watching someone else's stream. It's just me hanging out. Decided to let y'all join, I guess. Speaking of, thank you very much for joining. Let me get this set up as I... Yeah. Filters, yes. Filter by who I'm following, yes. Oh, beautiful. What the fuck? Oh. Okay. Oh, they're playing, she's playing Urban Myth Dissolution Center. It's a horror-y game. So, thank y'all for joining me. I have been the joy beyond the void, and this has been gaming. Everyone, say hi to Ansta. Have a good night.